You can think of it this way, which is it doesn't matter who has keys if you don't have any locks on the doors. And this kind of vulnerability is not in the abstract. It's not far-fetched to say that an employee inside the company could take over the accounts of all of the senators in this room.
Twitter whistleblower Peter Zatko testifying in front of the Senate Judiciary Committee Tuesday. Zatko, a former hacker who worked as the head of security for Twitter from November of 2020 until earlier this year when he was fired. His testimony setting off a lot of alarms and exposing major security flaws within the social media network. Here to discuss is the former director for cybersecurity policy and the DOO and retired U.S. Army Colonel John Mills, also the author of the new book, The Nation Will Follow. Colonel, welcome. Thanks for being here. Zatko's testimony should really come as a wake-up call for anyone that's listening to it. Senator Josh Hawley even asked him about reports that Twitter employees have access to IP addresses and geolocation data and Twitter users. Take a listen to this.
These 4,000-ish employees would have had access to live user data all over Twitter. They could access individual users' personal information, including their live data. Have I got that right?
If they spent the time to meander around and look around, they would find that they could access these large troves of data.
Including geolocation data? Did you testify to that earlier today?
I know that Twitter has IP locations and that they do use geolocation services based upon IP addresses.
You know, considering how many powerful people from Elon Musk all the way to the president use this, how concerning is it?
Yeah, Kilmeny, honor to be with you on your show. This is a stunning revelation. This is a bombshell, but I guess we have so many bombshells going off. I don't think everybody realizes the significance of what Mudge Zatko, and I've met with him before when I was in government service. This means Chinese spies were inside of Twitter and that they could see down to the desktop level of all users. How many billions of users does Twitter have? They have a lot. That means they can essentially shunt over a port into the Chinese intelligence, vacuuming up of all this data and analyzing it. Yes, like the senator was saying, that includes geolocation, includes everything about them. This is an absolute earth-shaking revelation. Chinese spies inside of Twitter, FBI told Twitter, Twitter doesn't care.
Yeah. How do you think that even these spies, apparently Twitter even said that they had a spy or two on the payroll, as you mentioned. I actually want to play this thought really quickly.
I've been told because the corporate security, physical security team had been contacted and told that there was at least one agent of the MSS, which is one of China's intelligence services, on the payroll inside Twitter.
Not just China, but also reportedly India was able to place 2 suspected foreign assets within Twitter. How do you think that this was allowed to happen? Because as you mentioned, that one Twitter executive, Zatko replying, he said to him, well, we already have one. What's one more? Let's keep growing the business. What do you make of that response?
Well, these are elites and globalists that don't care, and the concept of a nation state is irrelevant to them. So having a spy from a foreign intelligence agency, they don't care. They're not interested. All they want to do is make money, and they don't care. They really don't care. But, in cybersecurity, job one, especially if you're on the offense or an attacker, you want an insider. That's job one. Always get an insider. They're the ones who know how to leave the right doors unlocked and give you access to get in and get out. This is just unbelievable. But I'm also a little bit concerned about the FBI. Yes, the FBI informed them. What did the FBI do about this? Did they make an arrest? I didn't hear any announcement about a foreign spy being ejected from the country. So I guess the FBI is watching a Chinese spy watch us Americans. And I guess the FBI is doing that so they can learn more about Americans that are being spied upon and maybe do something else with them. It's just disturbing. All angles of this story are disturbing. This is an incredible story.
100%. And, not to mention just the national security implications as we've been discussing. Zatko accused the network of putting profit over security. How can Twitter be held accountable when they enjoy so many benefits and privileges that publishers don't?
Well, yeah, and under multiple counts under 18 U.S. code, they are enabling a foreign intelligence. They should be held accountable. Multiple corporate officers should be indicted and should be charged with aiding and abetting a foreign intelligence, spies. This is ridiculous. So there should be personal accountability, but also corporate accountability for the company itself, fines, but also the share price should actually crash so that anybody who, I don't know if there's anybody out there interested in buying Twitter, but it would crash the share price, which would make their purchase much more advantageous.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I wonder if surely Elon Musk will be using this in his litigation. But in the meantime, you have Twitter CEO basically rejecting the committee's invitation to respond or answer to any of this. It's just been amazing. Really quickly before we go, you have a book where you talk about your time in government, your involvement in the Russiagate investigation, the Durham investigation, and a lot of other pivotal moments. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, thanks, Kilmeny. Yeah, like Mudge Zatko, I'm a whistleblower myself. At the end of my career, I realized I was right in the middle of Spygate and Russiagate and the spying on candidate Trump and then President Trump. And then me taking 4 years to get it in front of the right people. Finally, the Durham investigation. I've updated my statements to the Durham investigation multiple times. There is an elite there, and this book gives an action plan, action, and the preface is by Stephen K. Bannon, but it's an action plan for the citizen. If you want to fight the deep state, fight them locally in your county. And I also was part of a small group of people. We just got indictments in my county in Prince William in Virginia. Attorney General Miyares has indicted the former election registrar. So fight it out at your county, American citizen. That's the response to the deep state that I was a witness to.
All right, Colonel John Mills, it's great to have you on. We appreciate you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kilmeny.